or put your headphones in. Hello, welcome to Everyday Experts with our special edition. Oh, there are a lot of things that have happened today that have changed the tone and tenure of the show. As you know, she's back with her second book, which I'm very proud of her because she finished it probably 3 months ago. It was supposed to originally be a February 14th release, and then I had some stuff happen, and then she had some stuff come up, and we got delayed because we had to do a little bit more in editing and a little bit more fine-tuning of her book. And then, and she could tell you about the drama we went through coming up with the ending of the current book. But before I bring Miss Sophia in, we're going to take a moment of silence, and I'll explain why after. So we're going to take like 30 seconds. So, like I said, she's back in a haunty, creepy horror movie, horror book, scary kind of way. She's back for book 2. She's back to talk about it. Sophia, the pain, wonderful teen, Turano.
Hi.
Oh, hey. So, you got a big year. Actually, your last couple months have been really big. But we'll talk about the moment of silence real quick. Do you want to share with everybody, or do you want me to share whatever's easier for you?
You can, so I don't get teary-eyed.
Okay. So, sadly, Sophia's brother passed away today, and she texted me a few minutes before the show. She goes, I still want to go on. And I said, are you positive? She said, yeah. Now, me and her mom, good friends, we work together. And then I somehow adopted Sophia into my life as like that perpetual thorn in my side. And her brother has been, for a while, he had a lot of stuff going on. And, sadly, he's been fighting a good fight for probably like a year and a half, right?
Yeah, 15 months.
15 months. So, like I said, sadly, he passed away today. So that was a reason for the moment of silence. But through Sophia's passion, like a Turano, she said, let's just soldier on. And I said, okay. So, Turano, what's going on? What's new?
Oh, sorry, what?
What's going on? What's new? What has happened recently?
My second book came out.
What's it called?
Teardrops on the Paper.
That's a very good title. I like it. Very creative. How did you come up with that title?
I was sitting at your table, and you may or may not have thought of it, and I gave the okay.
I think we worked peacefully together to come up with the title. We were trying to think of a way to follow up with the quiet one. And this is a direct sequel, right?
Yeah.
So that means that it picks up sort of, well, not right. How much time has passed?
Like a couple hours.
Okay. So it picks up right from where the last one let off. Was it written cohesively, or did you come up with the idea after after you finished the first one?
Um, kind of both, because like there was gonna be like another chapter in the first book, but then
Mm-hmm.
I decided, hold on, second book. So I just took that last chapter and like made it so it would make sense to be the start of another book, if that
Okay,
makes any sense.
that makes a lot of sense. And we're gonna go back to your book in a minute and your other future projects and stuff like that. But what I also want to talk about is you're going to high school.
Hmm.
Oh man, they're unleashing you on a hot pog high school, and I don't know what's gonna happen.
Smithtown West.
Smithtown West. That's even scarier. So you're going to high school. How does that feel?
I'm excited. I'm
So
happy to
excited.
get, yeah. No, I am. Middle school, I didn't like it, so
You didn't like middle school? What do you mean? Well,
stupid.
all the kids are mean and jerks and all that stuff. Like,
Oh, of course.
it's a shocker. What's it like going into high school as a twice published author?
I'm just like cooler than everyone.
I believe it. I believe it. Do you talk to? Have you talked to your English teachers and stuff? The lady, I don't remember her name, that helped you with the first one.
Miss Wanzer?
Miss Wanzer. I was gonna say Wasner. Miss Wanzer, did you show her the new one?
Yeah, I gave her a copy.
Oh, what did she say?
She said she was very proud of me.
Okay. How did she feel? What did she feel about the story of the new book and all of that?
I didn't really tell her I wanted her to read it like without me saying anything about it.
Oh, okay. I see you. You being fancy. Okay. Trickery. We have a lot of stuff, other stuff going on. Just graduated from middle school. Was there some kind of dance?
Yeah, there was a 8th grade formal.
How was that?
It was fun.
Okay. What are we gonna do in high school? We gonna. I know you cheerlead. What else do you do?
There's a mock trial club that I really want to go into because,
Um,
as we know, court cases, I love them.
the Mock Child Club. That's so apropos for the book. Without giving any spoilers. It really is. All right, so tell me about the book. Tell me what your vibe was coming out of the last one, how the reception was. You know what? Tell me how people received the first book.
I had a lot of mixed emotions, like from people.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people read it. Some people were surprised by like that book could come out of me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and some people said it was a quick read, and then other people took like a couple months to finish it. But
I will say, having read the new one like 4 or 5 times, I do feel like the second one reads easier than the first one. Not that the first one wasn't well written. I just feel like it flows easier.
oh
I
yeah,
feel like,
no, I understand. Like
I feel,
I feel the same way.
okay. So you came out of the first one, and I think by the time we published the first one, you had the second one almost done. Like, weren't you doing the end or something like that?
Sorry, what? I can't hear you.
Okay. I said, okay, Wusa.
Not you.
So,
Daniel.
I know. So, as you guys can imagine, she's got a lot of people at her house, so we're gonna forgive her for being a little distracted. It's okay. So, so what I said was, coming out of the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The writing process. I know you had a lot done for the second one when we were publishing the first one.
Yeah.
So where were you in that process? Did you like start over? Did you do anything different? Did you kind of, rip it up and say I'm going to start with a new concept?
Um, I knew like what I wanted to do, like right when I was like done with the first book. Like I knew that I had this idea in mind and that I knew that I wanted to do it.
Hmm.
So actually planned the whole book out,
Hmm.
like kind of chapter by chapter, like what I wanted to do mainly. And I started with the ending from the first book and then put it into the beginning of this book. And I think it
Hmm.
just like made it a lot easier for me. And
Hmm.
it's not all over the place like the first book is.
Um, I don't know that what I like about the second one is that it's less characters.
Yeah.
And and what makes it more digestible, I don't know if you've heard that before. What makes it easy to digest is that it's sort of like a horror movie. Like, so when I read something, I kind of picture it in my head,
Mm.
so I kind of picture it like a movie. And it's not like, it's more like Friday the 13th or Halloween where you kind of know what's going on and it's less people than it is like a zombie movie where there's 3,000 zombies. So I feel like the first one was more like a zombie movie and the second one was more like, oh, very concise and to the point. Was
Hmm.
it easier writing it with
Oh, most certainly.
structuring it with the structure that you use?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It was way easier because like I had like kind of like a plan
Hmm.
and then I just like went by that.
With the new one, the new
Hmm.
book, Teardrop on the Page. Um, that's a very big part of the. It's a small part, but it's really like an intricate part of the story.
Hmm.
Um, I see what you did there, double entendre, well played. What I want to know is, I feel like the first one was watching like a Law and Order SVU marathon. It was just like, all right, 20 episodes in 1 week now.
Yeah.
What was the second one like?
It's definitely more happy,
Hmm.
if you will.
Hmm.
That's like the only way I can describe it. Like compared to like the first book, it's nobody's getting murdered besides like the two court cases that I have. Only one of them someone is murdered.
Hmm.
So it's definitely like more on the lighter side than the first book is. Kind of, sort of.
So my thoughts on that. I think it's less graphic violence and more implied
Yeah.
violence. And I think that's good.
Mm.
I think if you wrote like a script for it, that'd be really good. Like a movie script, I think it would be a really good, like there's a lot of implied violence where
Yeah.
you're there before and you're there after and you're like, oh, I don't know what happened. But in the first one, you were like, all right, he bashed her over the head until there was nothing left and, then stepped on bashed head. And you were just like, then, took a shower in the blood because you were like, all right, I got to go for the jugular.
Yeah.
And I think you brought it back a little bit. Did that make the writing harder? Did it make it easier?
Kind of in the middle, I guess.
Teenage answer. Is that a house phone?
What?
You have a house phone? You have a landline?
No, it's my uncle's ringtone.
I love it. Hi, Uncle. I love the ringtone. Um, so we'll talk about your upcoming projects. But I know in the new book, it's like we said, it's more concise. Um, could you see kind of building off of some of the characters in the new book? Like the series, the Uncle Drew series. And I think Uncle Drew was a big part of the first. Uncle Duke was the first one. And I feel like the second one, Uncle Duke, is kind of like influences. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you mean by that.
Do you think that you could build from other characters moving forward?
Sorry, what? It's really loud.
I know. Do you think that you could build from other characters in the story moving forward?
Yeah.
Is that a plan?
Like for the third book?
Not for the third book. The third book
Just
is
in general? Yeah.
in general.
I mean, as much as I love this series, I do want to like move on to something else.
Oh.
Like still like stay in like the same genre, just not like the Uncle Duke series.
Okay. So you're building your universe now. That's what it's called, universe building. And you have the next book. How far are you into the next book? Did you plan? You plan this one?
There's not really anything to plan because it's Duke's point of view of everything.
Okay.
So I just kind of had to add like little bits and pieces
Mm-hmm.
into like from his childhood. I had to add that. Like I had to make that all up. And then just like go through his point of view from like the first time seeing Asia to the last time seeing Asia, how like the kidnappings in between like his abductions like worked for him like in his mind.
Are you so it's like a prequel
Yeah.
to the first one. That's cool. What kind of like themes are you gonna have in this one? I know you said it like kind of his viewpoint.
Sorry.
What kind of themes are you going to have in this one? Because I know it's his viewpoint, but what kind of overall themes are you gonna have?
What do you mean?
What is the subject matter going to be about in the third book? Is it going to be horror? Is it going to be fantasy? Is it going to be like court drama? Is it going to be sci-fi? Is it going to be crime?
Like I guess in like the middle of crime and horror because you're going through like his mind and how he like how he saw all of this and how his mind worked and like the way that he felt like while he was doing everything.
Is Uncle Duke actually present still in the second book? Like, is he still alive? Is he around?
Mm-mm.
So if he was watching, what do you think? I'm sorry, if he was reading a book, what do you think he would say about what was going on?
He would. I don't know. I feel like he'd be proud of of how he raised his nephew to what he did. And I don't want to give too much away, but
Yeah.
that's the way of describing it.
Okay. So the third book's a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Is the second book the end of the Uncle Duke kind? So the second book is sort of the end of the series, or is there going to be a next part? Do you understand what I mean?
So far, it's the end of that series.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the end of like that continuation.
Mm-hmm. So that part is done.
Yeah.
You tie the bow on it, it's done.
Yes.
Okay. So then, if Uncle Duke is done, what are some of the new kind of ideas you want to go into?
I had a few floating around. One of which being like this girl is kidnapped and she has like Stockholm syndrome for her abductor and she kind of like falls in love with him and she has kids with him but then realizes that one day she's like on the news and she's like hold on like that's me like why can't I leave so yeah.
Is there gonna be like a psychological component? Is there? I know you said the Stockholm syndrome. Is there gonna be other psychological components to it?
I'm not quite sure yet.
Okay. There's a lot you can do with the world you created because it's so twisted.
Yeah.
You said yeah, like that's what I wanted to do. I love it. So, tell me about the process of the second book. Working with your annoying editor again, publisher. How was that?
Ugh, it was horrible. I hated him so much. He was so unhelpful, and he just never did any. No, I'm kidding. I was really happy to work with you again. You're always fun, and you put up with me, so I guess that's a plus.
There's nothing to put up with. You're just doing you. You're just doing you, boo boo, which is okay. What else would you want to work on that's not in this genre? That's not about people getting bashed over the head and impaled and set on fire and stuff like that.
I'm not too sure.
So obviously you want to do. I believe you told me you want to do forensics and stuff like that when you go into college.
Yeah.
You want to be a detective, I believe you said?
I want to become a detective specializing in special victims unit.
Oh, you want to be like Stabler? Oh no, the girl. What's her name?
Olivia Benson?
Benson. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to be a cop too?
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at you. So, what shows are you watching now?
I just found out that Criminal Minds has 15 seasons instead of 11.
Yeah,
So, well, they took it off Netflix, and I was so upset.
they're
But
from Hulu.
yeah, that's where I found it, and now I'm watching that, and I'm so happy that there's more than just 10 seasons.
Okay. Who's your favorite character on Criminal Minds?
Spencer Reed.
I love Reed. Why do you like Reed?
He's smart.
He's what?
He's smart.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
He's super smart. I got it.
Yeah.
It's smart, or is it because he has a photographic memory?
That. He's just so cool. I just love him so much.
So, if you were gonna write your own Criminal Minds, what would your behavior analysis unit look like? Your BAU.
What do you mean?
What would it look like? What kind of people would you have profiling?
If I were to do that, I would want to do what JJ does because that's really cool. Like you get to pick the cases. I don't know. I just found that fascinating. I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Because you've written books from the court perspective and you written from the criminal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
What perspective you haven't written it from? The analysis perspective, which is what you want to do. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and Uncle Duke, I go from his perspective for the first part of the book, and then the second part of the book, it's the lead detective.
Oh, what's her name? Sophia, Turano.
No. I think it's Micah Woods. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I started writing a little bit on her part when I couldn't write on Duke's part.
Okay. So where are you in this new book? The third one.
I'm about halfway through it. At least the Duke part.
Uh-huh.
But then I still have the detectives part.
Okay. So you feel like you've gotten through the Duke part and now you're on the detective? Are you going to go back to the Duke part or no?
I think I'm gonna finish his part up completely, and then go to the detective.
Okay. So if somebody was interested in a possible release date for the third one, just, spitballing, when would you expect it to be?
Sorry. Keep hold that. Keep hold that. Around Halloween, maybe. Like around that,
Ooh,
like November. Nope, that October, November.
that's a good idea. I like it. Smart thinking. Smart thinking. I like it. Um, is it going to be set? So is this him like remembering, or is it the actual story? Like, is it flashbacks, or is it actual him going through? Is it actual,
He's getting what?
is it flashbacks, or is it him actually going through shit?
He's getting interviewed by something. Not too quite sure what it is. I'll figure that part out later. But he's like telling his story
Mhm.
from his childhood and what happened in his childhood to the very end of the book where he tries to light Nate on fire.
I have an idea for that. What if it's a psychologist interviewing him? Like not necessarily a session, but more like a case study
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
where he's actually asking questions. And
I
he's
like
being
that.
questioned.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I like
This
that.
is why you're so good at your stuff. Because you come up with these ideas on your own, and it's amazing. Oh, Mr. Caesar, namaste. Mr. Mr. Glenn said hello, Sophia.
Daniel, come to shop.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna actually let you go in a few minutes because I know your house is a packed house right now. So we'll talk about that. If you want to order books, Matt put the link in the description. He pinned it into the comments. It's elpoetaguason.com, and you can go to buy the books. What's the name of the book?
Teardrops on the paper.
Teardrops on the Paper. You can also order the first book. What's the first book?
The quiet one.
Quiet One. Maybe we'll give them a little discount if they order today. We'll give them a discount on the first book. Right? Get 2 books. Teardrops on the Paper is going to be $25. And again, we encourage you to actually purchase the books from Sophia so that she gets more of the proceeds and profit. It eliminates the middleman. I know a lot of people want to go on Amazon and get it quick, but we want her to get the money for her work. So what else?
What do you mean? What else?
What else is going on with you?
Oh,
This is a chance to talk about whatever you want.
I'm leaving for California on Monday.
Oh.
For 3 weeks.
For how long?
3 weeks.
To do what?
I'm going to a cheer camp there.
Oh my God, you're going to cheer camp? Is it like the Netflix show? You know the Netflix show, the cheerleading show?
No, I have, but it's not like that.
Why not? Oh, hey, Astia. How you doing, Lamia 3? That's cool. What are you going to do there?
Each week, there's like the 3 different weeks is all different. So like the first week, I'm not sure what it is, but there's stunning, tumbling, and then
There's what? You have to speak-
stunting.
I don't speak chair. Everybody doesn't speak chair.
Okay, so when they throw girls up in the air.
Uh-huh.
That's stunting.
Oh, like the kicks and all the stuff they do. The smaller ones.
Yes.
Okay.
When you throw them up in the air.
Okay.
And then tumbling is when they're flipping.
Right. That's the gymnastics
And
when
then
they do all the flipping and stuff like
basically. And then choreography is just dance.
that. It's just dancing. Which part is your favorite? Is it stunting? Is it tumbling? Or is it just dance, dance, dance?
I like stunting and choreography equally.
Ooh. Matt, put up what Asia said. Is it a competition? Is there a competition, or is it just a component?
It's just a cheer camp, and then I have competition back home, like here.
Oh. Do you get thrown up in the air, or are you the base? I don't know if that's what it's called. I'm just gonna call it base.
I'm the back spot, so they're in like the back supporting the ankles and calling all the counts.
Oh, so if you really don't like a girl, then you could be like, what'd you say? I'm just kidding. Why are you looking at me crazy? You wrote a whole book about people getting bopped on their head for pipe.
I would never ever drop a flyer on purpose. Girl Scouts honor.
I believe you. Mm-hmm. So I'm very weird. Do you have a favorite cheerleading movie?
No.
Do you not like cheerleading movies? Do you think they falsely depict cheerleading?
I mean, like some of them do, but like the reality TV shows of cheer.
Mm-hmm.
Those are obviously real.
Matt, bring up a question. Have you ever dropped a flyer?
Yes.
You have.
Okay, well, like it's not my issue. I fall under them, so then they fall on top of me, and I wind up getting hurt. But I don't get yelled at because I fell on top or on bottom.
Oh, and you still caught it.
Yeah.
So you're not like, oh, just kidding, I missed.
No. Because then I get yelled at for that, and I don't feel like getting yelled at.
I am causing trouble. Thank you, sir. I'm just asking questions. I'm just trying to, make sure everybody's gonna buy. What's the new book called?
Teardrops on the Paper.
Teardrops on the Paper. We are totally in full mode. The book has Sophia's. You sold what? How many copies did you sell already? 20? 10? 20? I don't remember. How many did I send you? You don't remember, of course.
No.
Why would you? I should ask your mom. Hold on. Anyway, so she sold some already. If you're interested, please support the young lady, the young author. We need money for her third book, which we are going to start. When you come back, maybe we'll have a sit down and discuss.
I'm back the first week in August, and then I leave the 7th for sleepaway camp.
We can start beginning of the year. Well, yeah, September's good. I think if we finalize it, you're going to be writing while you're away?
Yeah. About time. We should.
Is there going to be a cheerleader in it?
No.
Like Buffy?
I would get scared then.
Why would you be scared?
Because then, like, that could happen to me.
Well, it's in your mind.
But no, just no. I don't mess with cheerleaders.
Oh.
That's a no for me.
Oh, bring it on then. Well, maybe you should think about that. So, how is it being now 14 and finishing your second book? And working on your third, which a lot of people can't even write their first book.
I definitely being that I was 12 when I wrote the first book, and then I was 14 when I finished the second. There's definitely like growth somewhere in there. Like it's not like all like from here to here to here. It's just one smooth, continuous story.
Mm-hmm. Struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Uh, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna help you set up so you can start your own publishing. So you have the rights to your book. I know you keep the rights with El
Mm.
Poeta Guasan, but I think we can kind of show you the way to do it, and then you can kind of take lead with your. What's wrong?
No, it's just so wow. You're just gonna leave me like that?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say now. You don't. You should want to control your property, your intellectual property, young lady.
But then I don't have a random reason to bug you.
You can bug me whenever you want. You don't bug me because you don't reach out because you're mean and oh, I'm being a cheerleader and I'm being 14 and I'm cool now and all this stuff. But it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
2 books already published. 14 so successful. 2 books already published. Thank you, Glenn.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Yes, Glenn. If you didn't know, Sophia's got a lot of stuff going on right now. We're gonna give her a little bit. We're giving her a little bit of a pass. But I think I'm gonna actually. I think you inspired me to do a teenage series of everyday experts. Yeah,
I'm just actually like that special.
you're super special. So special. Um, how does it feel to be in control of your own, creative destiny?
It's crazy. Like if you told me like during quarantine, like these short stories that I was creating would like turn into something way more,
Mm-hmm.
I would have not believed you.
Mm. Have you thought of publishing the short stories as they were?
Yeah, but like I also wrote those when I was like 11, 12, so I would definitely have to go back and look
When
through
did
them.
you start writing?
6th grade.
6th grade. What's that? 12.
Yeah.
12. So you started writing in 6th grade. And you just decided I'm going to write about people killing people.
Oh yeah. Obviously, it's just.
It's just so so it makes sense.
Mhm.
Go into 6th grade, go into middle school, write about people dying. That's
Yeah.
what got you into writing. What got you kind of into writing the crime, mystery, horror kind of thing? Because I think the first book's more of a horror, and the second one's more of a little bit more like crimey, murder,
Yeah.
crimey, mystery.
Mhm.
Do you feel like that's more wheelhouse?
What?
Oh, you can answer the first question first. I apologize.
No, yeah, I agree. Like it's definitely more like people getting bashed over the head every 5 seconds. Everywhere you look, another person died. But in the second one, it's not like that at all. Although like there's some little parts,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, it's not at all like the first one.
Mm. What got you into like just wanting to write in general?
Um, in 6th grade, we were like given the like assignment to write a personal narrative, and I
Mm-hmm.
forgot what I wrote mine on. But then this, I think that was like second quarter, and then third quarter we
Mm-hmm.
had short stories, and that was when I kind of figured out that I like loved like scary stuff because I wrote about a little boy, actually Bean's dream, in the first book. I don't know if you remember that. That was actually my short story, but
Oh, wow.
like, not like the whole thing. It was just like the idea. Because in my short story, I talk to stuffed animals, which I don't think I have that in the first book.
Um, do you like writing a long form, or do you still short story at all?
Um, I I don't know. I kind of like both equally. I don't really know which one I like more. I feel like short stories are much easier, but like then again, like that could turn into a whole book because I just like can't like when I get in the zone, like you would know. It's
Right.
just you're writing for hours and you don't even realize it. Or at least that's how it is.
Hmm, that's interesting. What would you do if you had to write like? So, how do you think you would handle writing hypothetically a love story? Because there's a lot of relationship components in your book.
Um, I don't know. I feel like I'd like it
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the second book is a cute little love story, and it's my favorite part because they're so adorable and I just love them so much. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that because it was just like that, just like went along with the story like so well,
Mm.
and it was just how, yeah,
It was just how, yeah.
yeah. I don't know, really know how to explain it.
I love it. What are there any other? Do you do poetry, or do you do like playwriting or something like that? Any other genres of writing? I know you do short story. And I know you do noveling.
Um, there's the Uncle Duke book. There are going to be some poems which aren't the best, and we're not going to talk about it. But the detective is gonna find. Sorry, I'm giving it away. But oh well, the detective is
No,
gonna
no,
find.
no, 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 no! Don't give it away.
Oh, okay then.
So the detective's gonna find some writing,
Yeah.
and that's an important piece. Okay, I got that. Well, I could speak to the head of the poetry division at the publishing house, and we can help you with your poems if you feel like they're not up to par, because we don't put out bad products. So if you were going to grade the first book, what letter grade would you give it?
um, a C plus.
C.
I tried, but then again, it was also from short story, and I had to go into a whole novel.
Was it different writing a novel as opposed to taking a short story and expanding it for you?
Not really. And then I don't know, because it was just like once I was in the zone, I was in the zone. Like I got like a little idea. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna write this down, and
Mm.
then 3 hours pass, and I have 15 new pages.
Oh, wow. And when you're talking about the new book, what letter would you give it? What letter grade would you give that?
Um, a B plus, A minus range because there's definitely room for improvement, obviously, but like I just love it.
So
Like
you
I'm
like the
so
story better than the second one?
yes, definitely.
Okay.
It's just that I love how like it just like played out because like the end of the book is Chase's story, and I
Mm.
just like because like he was kind of the reason like with everything that was going on, he was writing was the way that I would cope with it, and for me to like have like be able to have like a little piece of him into one of my books was just I don't know like sentimental to me.
Mm-hmm. It's important.
Yeah.
It's really important. We might have to rebadge some. We might have to do a new edition, do a second edition. Maybe we'll do a Chase edition and put him in a dedication. So you can send me that, and then maybe we can rebadge some of the new ones. So there'll be
Yeah.
a second edition to the second book, which I think will be
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
You come up with these ideas so easy. It's so easy working with you. It's like you're this
Right?
you have,
It's just
right?
like I'm like your dream whatever I
Client.
am.
Yeah,
Yeah, your dream
amazing.
client. Like
Hmm.
never like I'm just
You
so
never say You never say, "Are you done yet? Are you done? Can we present?
I
Are
would
you done?"
never.
I know you're so
I
patient.
answer you so respectfully. I never say thanks, girly. Like that doesn't ever happen.
I don't know what you are referring to. What and we've talked about doing some different projects. After Duke, yes, he's very talented. All right, Glenn. I know you're being Glenn, but we can't blow our head up too bad. So being that you're so talented, are you still finding inspiration easy? Because I know you're in the throes of the new book, but are you so just like, does it just come to you just like, I'm going to write a book about this?
Like going away from like the Uncle Duke series. It's like I research a new case or like the crime podcast that I listen to. I'm like, ooh, I can take that and put it in here and make it look like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I definitely think like I get a good 98% of my like stuff from like
Your
things
inspiration.
that I research. Yeah, that. Thank you. From like things that I've watched. Like the Uncle Duke book was based off a case that I watched like over and over and over again because I don't know why. It just like it was like it interested me because I was trying to like see why he would do that, and I'm like, that's just weird.
Mm.
Like, and then like the family was really because like it was their like best friend. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was the dad's best friend who moved in next door, and that's how Duke
Mm.
with Asia and that family.
When you talk about the ending, which we spent some time developing, what do you think was the challenge with the ending?
So Winston, when he stands, and you he's like the little muscle guy.
Did you just sit with it so long that you were just like,
muscle?
I don't know how to wrap it up?
In a way, kind of. Because then like there was also like that like little part of me like, hold on. Do we just want to completely scratch the Uncle Duke idea and make another one about this? But then again, could I have a whole new story that I could like form
Mm.
without being like stressed out?
Mm. Hmm. Is it still cathartic for you? Is it still like relaxing to write?
Kind of. Sometimes it just like stresses me out. Like if I didn't like touch like the Uncle Duke doc in like a week, I'm like, oh, hold on, like I have to go back. Like I have to do this like now.
Mm.
Which like definitely like took away like the kind of relaxing part of it and like my coping. But
Do you write anything for fun? It's not heavy and about Uncle Duke and finishing the book and
not really. I did what you said, what you told me to do when I got writer's block. Try to write something else, and I tried it. Didn't really work out.
Are you trying to be a perfectionist when you're writing? How hard is it for you to write something and then not change it or not think it's perfect?
Like if like I read it back to my mom, I'm like, hold on, like should I change that? Like, does it sound good? Like, what if it doesn't? Like, what if people don't like it?
Okay.
So, like, that definitely takes a toll on like my writing. Like just what other people would think.
Is that like you're gonna sell one book?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if you guys remember the story.
I forgot about that.
Sophia sat down with me and her mom. Shout out to Joanne Turano. You're in my thoughts and prayers, and the family sends you your best. So Sophia and Joanne sit down, and they tell me, Sophia tells me, yeah, I have this book thing, but I don't think it's gonna do good. I don't think anybody would want to buy it. Like, who would want to buy a book from me? And what ended up happening?
I sold books.
Yep. What was that like? Selling not one book, not two books, selling like, I want to say you sold somewhere like 50 books.
It was surreal. Like, I still look at my book and I'm like, hold on, like I did that.
Which
Like-
one? The first one and the second one? That's a
The
Turkish.
first, the first one, it's like, yeah, it was like it's not the best because I was only 12 when I started writing it, and I don't know. And then it's like I got, hold on, let me see my phone. I got this one, and then I compared the sizes of it, and this one's thicker than the other one. Which when I was writing it, I was like, this is gonna be like less pages, but I was wrong.
Because I read it 4 times. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like when I came home to the package, because I saw the tape on top of it, and I'm like, are those my books? But I didn't get my hopes up. I ran inside and I tore it open, and it was my books. And I was outside, and Anthony was about to leave, and I sprinted out, and I almost kind of pushed it to the ground, but I didn't. We're great. We're doing fantabulous. But then I just threw it at him, and he was like, "Your book." I'm like, "My book." And I was just really happy.
Mm. So that's like your baby, your book. And how does it feel to, kind of watch it grow up?
What?
Ah, exactly, Brandy. You never tried, and you never know if anyone would read your work. Words of wisdom. It's very true. If you didn't try it, what if you never wrote the book? What if you just kept it as short stories and just kept it, tucked it away? How would you be different? How would your life be different?
There would have been so many nights that I would have just been like, I don't really know what to do with myself. Like, I just can't deal with whatever I was going with. Like, writing was my way to escape reality. Like, stuff was happening with Chase. I would go in my room, shut my door, put in my AirPods, go onto a playlist, and I would just type for 2 hours.
And it got the emotions and it got the feelings out.
Mm-hmm.
So you said the last part is Chase's part. Tell me about that. The last part of the story is Chase's part. If you're up to it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I sat down, or I called Mom, and she was in the hospital, Chase. And I was like, I think I want to add Chase's part, like Chase's story into this. And she was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, would you be able to tell me Chase's story? I write it down, and I put in my parts. And she's like, yeah, of course. So we said, she's telling me everything, and I'm just typing it down as fast as I can. And then I take it, I kind of rip it apart, and I put what I want, so it's not exactly Chase's, because what she was saying, because originally I had the girl who is going through what Chase went through pass away in the coma. And then my mom and my uncle were like, I want you to know, that's never, if you do publish this book and God forbid something does happen to Chase, it wasn't your fault. You writing this wasn't the cause of that. I just need you to know that. So it got me thinking. I never thought of it that way. It was just Chase's story, but I wanted to make people cry. So, yeah. But
So sad that you get together when people die.
Did he know about your books?
who, Chase?
Or did you not know if he knew?
I think he knew of them. I really wish I did bring one and show it to him. But I never did that. Um, but yeah, I like definitely like I've talked about it with mom while he was like in the bed, like always sit next to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he definitely knew of it. Like I did like write something,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he ever knew that his story was in the book.
And now it's in your book, and now it's immortalized.
Yep.
So, the editorial, the edited by, there's a special editor, isn't there? Who helped you edit the book?
My mommy.
Yeah. What was that like? Actually,
Horrible. Never doing it again.
Brandy said, "I want to send you so much love, Sophia. I lost my brother when I was around your age, so I understand the need to escape everything."
Thank
It's
you.
hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. So go ahead. You were saying that so much love. She wants to send you so much love. She gave you extra love. Thank you, Brandy.
I would like be in like the other room. Like she like you know how like my house is set up. So it's like my kitchen and then it's like two like doorways and then my living room. So I would be watching whatever I was watching on TV. And she'd be like, "So, what do you mean by this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Why can't you figure it out?" So we would get into like little arguments about me using too many hands and not putting commas in the right spot and we run on sentences and just not spelling words right, period.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I was very thankful for her, I wouldn't suggest having your parent edit your book.
She played a big role though, and I think that she helps change perspective for you. I think that's important too.
Yeah.
So, what can they expect from the third book? I know you talked a little bit about it.
It's not for the lighthearted.
Surprise.
What?
I said surprise. A book you wrote isn't for the lighthearted.
No, but like I'm serious. Like don't like thank you for supporting me, but I don't want you to have nightmares
Mm-hmm.
or look at me a different way because it took me this much to like write it like that. Because I'm even having like slight difficulty because like I feel gross writing that because I have to like describe the way that he felt when he was doing all that stuff. It's just
You have to inhabit the character.
yeah.
Is that hard for you?
Yeah, he's like, ew. Like, I would never do that. Like, a sane human being would never. Yeah. So, like, I've watched a bunch of, like, interviewing serial killers or, like, stuff like that. And I kind of, like, picked it through that
Mm.
to help me with it.
Do you know Hannibal? You know the series?
What?
You know Hannibal? You know who Hannibal is, right?
What is it?
Hannibal.
I don't know what it is.
You've never seen Hannibal? Any of the Hannibals? You have to watch the Hannibal TV series. Brandy wants to know: is this the genre you always want to stay in?
I think so. I mean, I think I'll definitely try and adventure off from this, but I've been watching Law and Order and all that type of stuff since I was like 5. I know it sounds bad, but like it's just like it's just
It is what you are. It's okay. It is what you are. What else? What else is there? So, tell them the name of your book again.
Oh, sorry, the quiet. Nope, teardrops on the paper.
Teardrops on the paper. You can get it from El Poeta Guasan. You can go to El Poeta Guasan, ELPOETAGUASON.com. You can go to the order book section. Thank you, Mr. Matt Munoz. You can go to the order book section and you can order the book. Me and Sophia will sit down sometime in August, and what we do is we autograph them, or she signs them. She writes her little notes or whatever, and then we mail them out together. We did it the last time, and like I said, support her because not enough people at 14 have 2 books published. Not enough people, have that cathartic release that they need, and that's super important for you as a person. That's super important for you. Again, when we end the show, I don't want you to just go. I want you to stay there. Condolences to you and your family. I know it was hard. Respect for you sitting here and letting me annoy you for an hour and talking about your book. Like we discussed, we will be releasing the 3rd one on or about Halloween. It's not titled yet, but it's going to be some kind of prequel. And then we're gonna be working on other stuff because she writes like a maniac. So I'm sure she'll have a new book in December after October. Well, we'll try to keep her calm and we'll try to pace her. Bless you. No, we don't have them on ebook, Brandy. I can try to put it in ebook. We just finished it. When I get it on ebook, Brandy, I'll let you know. I could always send you the file. We'll see. We'll work on that. Anyway, so Miss Sophia Turano, thank you for coming back onto the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Tomorrow, friend Monique is going to be on for the second of the back-to-back of Everyday Experts. And then Asia is going to be on Saturday, July 23rd. July 23rd. So I was thinking about how do I close out this episode. And I found this beautiful, beautiful quote. It reminds me of your book. Not one scar on my heart came from the enemy. They all came from people who said they loved me. Buy Sophia's book. Thanks, Sophia. Joker out.